Alright, so Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we'd like to begin by giving all glory, all honor, and all praises unto Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem
Ba'ashem
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem
Ba'ashem
Ruach
Ruach
Barakatam, giving double honors, double unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who surely do rule well. To the men stand by the highways and byways pushing this doctrine, we like to say Shalom.
Shalom.
And even unto the sincere Aqua, the sisters who sit listening these lessons in silence, subjection, and obedience unto their husbands, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
There are a couple brothers here, Maya Sha'ala,
And Isaiah.
and we come out here to do tonight a quick exhortation on the word obliterate. It's the word of the day from September 29, 2025. What it means. The word obliterate, so that definition, to obliterate something is to is to destroy it completely so that nothing is left. To destroy utterly all trace, indication, or significance of it. It can also mean to remove utterly from recognition or memory. The wave completely obliterated our sandcastles. The October snowstorm obliterated our hopes for a mild autumn. And going down to the did you know in the etymology, obliterate has been preserved in our language for centuries, and that's nothing. That's not nothing. The earliest evidence in our files traces obliterate back to the mid 16th century as a word for removing something from memory. Soon after, English speakers began to use it for the specific act of blotting out or obscuring anything written, and eventually its meaning was generalized to removing anything from existence. In the meantime, physicians began using obliterate for the surgical act of filling or closing up a vessel, cavity, or passage with tissue, which would then cause the bodily part to collapse or disappear. Today, obliterate thrives in English lexicon with the various senses it has acquired over the years, including its final stamp on a language to cancel something, especially a postage stamp. And we know, ultimately speaking, this perfectly describes a lot of things in the Bible that the Lord said to obliterate. He said to obliterate the whole house of Esau. We could get into that. He said to obliterate the current kingdom and rulership that we in today. We could get to that. But we can bring out and edify based on this term that the Lord is set to obliterate in these last days. You see that land of America? That has to be obliterated. It has to be destroyed completely so that nothing is left to destroy utterly all trace, indignation, or significance of it. And we know America, scripturally speaking, and also from a worldview standpoint, in these last days, America is the most significant nation or kingdom of the earth, where it is. Isaiah 63 speak about heading straight to Bozrah. When we go into what Bozrah is in the scriptures, Bozrah is the capital or chief city of Edom. So what the nation of Edom's most significant city in these last days spiritually is said to be destroyed utterly. You could go ahead.
In the book of Isaiah 13 and verse 1, it says the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Right? We're going to come down to verse 4. It says the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts must say the host of the battle. Verse 5, they come from a far country.
What is they? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Even the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai,
So the Lord coming, Isaiah 63,
and the weapons of his indignation,
and he coming with the weapons of his indignation. Go ahead.
to destroy the whole land.
To destroy and obliterate the whole land. Speaking of what land is that? Again, the burden of Babylon. We know Babylon today is America. Go ahead.
Jumping down to verse
So
No,
that
6, I read
yeah, you
6
said
and then
6.
jump down to 9. It says, Holy, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshua is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
And it shall come as a destruction or what? An obliteration from the Almighty. Go ahead.
Verse 9, Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshua cometh, cruel with both wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
So what? He shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So we see in here that the Lord is set to obliterate a land in these last days. And if you're following and you've been keeping up with the doctrine of Great Millstone, we tell you that is the exact purpose that the nukes were created for. The second is just 16.
Listen, we'll finish
Oh
this
yeah, I'm
Isaiah
already.
13 here. I jump down to verse 19. Start at 17.
Oh yeah.
Behold, I will serve the meat against them, whose meat prophetically this speaks to Russia. And seeing they have all this nuclear capability within the earth, what they're gonna do? Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. They can't buy the anger away from them. You can't sit down and say, well, they were going to take $1 trillion or $2 trillion,
Can
and
pacify them.
you can't pacify them.
The anger, yeah.
Mm.
Wait,
They,
it's so like in Ezekiel 37 talk about why evil thoughts shall come into the mind.
Ezekiel 38, 39, that is their
Sorry,
bows.
38, so like
Yeah. The bows shall also dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, and the eye shall not spare children. So now also it is going to be done, via the military, right? But it's going to be done with the nukes. The bows is what the nukes. These weapons that have silos are going to be launched upon America, Babylon the Great. Verse 19, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the child, these excellency.
So what we see in what the current state of Babylon, wait is how are the golden city cease? Sorry, how are the oppressors cease? The golden city cease. Wait is we know scripturally it have the precept which say Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Jeremiah 51 and 7.
So we know right now Babylon living deliciously. Well, the vintage feeling, we currently seeing that going on. But historically, what Babylon has been known as or been known for, because again, when you go back into the obliterate, we'd say to remove utterly from recognition or memory. So what? He's gonna change the memory of what that land once was and what it once meant to the earth after it has been utterly and completely destroyed. Go ahead.
Verse Corinthians 19, shall be as in power over through Sodom and Gomorrah.
And what? When we go, of course, the book of Second Peter, it speaks about what? Sodom and Gomorrah being what? An example to all nations that should live ungodly hereafter. So what? Why is it that the Lord is set to obliterate that land? Is because of the multitude of sin that within that land. We'd say, in Revelation, it speaks about in her lie, or in here in her lies the blood of the saints. When you go to Jeremiah 50 and 33, talking about Judah and Israel were pressed together, where did that happen? In I believe it's Revelation 11, talking about where they crucified our Lord. And when we go into that crucify, it speaks to Xing out the Lord, Xing him out from where? From our minds. Where did that happen? That happened over in these Americas, specifically in that land, Babylon. Go ahead.
And sometimes, yeah, you say, back up by saying, why is Babylon about to get destroyed? Here, though, when I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto me, I know not
What
it.
precept is that?
Second Ezra 11, Second Ezra 11 and 38. Had not thou it that
Sorry.
remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? Right? And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth. Coming. Salakia, reading back on verse. Salakia, reading back verse 40. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world. Okay? Fearfulness, and it speaks to the Roman Empire, which we know the Roman Empire has been reviving the earth today, spearheaded by Babylon the Great. Right? So look here. And over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. This prophetic as well, because I understand it. Whole compass of the earth, north, south, east, west. Most empires, up until Esau Elam came into power, they ruled out of where? The Oriental place in the earth, aka the East, which is what? The known world. So not until Cristobal Colon ventured out, so-called claiming to reach the East from the West, which makes no sense because vying from where he was to the East, regularly at that time was, a normal thing. So why would you attempt to reach the East from the West? It makes no sense. But the Lord, put it within the hearts to venture into the earth to have full control over the earth today. And what you say you're going to do? Saka. Yeah, what you going to do? With much wicked oppression, so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. For the earth has not select. For the earth has thou not judged with truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved the liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore is thy wrongdealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest had looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. When the abominations are the Amorites, right? Because when the Most High, they tell Abraham, he won't inherit the land yet, because when we was going to inherit the land, we had to slew and destroy all the Amorites that was dwelling there. But why Abraham didn't inherit the land? The Most High would tell him what? It's not yet full. So when the iniquity is full, they completely did so much wickedness and sought no place of repentance. It's been, yes, Job 20 and 23.
Power shall strike him through.
Okay, you could hold that. When we finish the Isaiah 13. Yeah. When the iniquity of the Amorites fell, what did the Most High do? He sent us out of Egypt, wandered the wilderness, and then came upon the Amorites to what? Destroy and kill all of them. Right? Verse 45, and they appear no more thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious head, nor thy hurtful cause, nor thy vain body. What? It was obliterated. This empire was obliterated. And it was all done via the lion. Verse 36. All the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. Right, just now going back to the Isaiah 13 to finish off the reading verse 20. Right? It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
Why? Because it has been obliterated. So you're gonna obliterate a lot of things when it's fitting into America. The main memory and fame, but also the actual land is going to be wasted. We talk about he shall send farmers, they shall farm and what? Empty your land. Empty a land of what? Of everything. The trees, the houses, the statues, everything that country stand for can't fall. Because it's literally going to be burnt up in flames. Some priests have fallen on that, guy.
Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there with this reference, and the Middle Eastern guys just come and set up the stores, right, on the street corners, all these black neighborhoods, so-called black neighborhoods, right? How they're doing, they're living deliciously with America, these rats, these so-called Ishmaelites making a lot of deals with the American. They don't like him. They don't like, having to deal with him because them ideologies don't align, and America is wicked, but what they can't resist due to what the wealth. The benefits again from dealing with this bitch. It's too great for them to, turn it down or pass it up.
Because it's and I think it's Revelation 18 after they burn her with fire where it say they stood afar
The
off
merchant,
and bewailed her.
be wailing her. Alright, because they was receiving great benefits from dealing with her. right? Verse 20, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, but the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses,
Can I get out with desolate?
and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and the days shall not be prolonged.
So what they'd say in their desolate houses, because when we know the land gonna be left desolate, is the Hebrew word alama naha, alamana, alamana, widow.
Ouch.
A widow also a desolate place where it say I sit as a widow.
Widow.
And where and
I shall not see the loss of children,
yeah, all
but
these
all of these things shall come upon thee in one day. The Lord says it. Like, I forget how the rest I go, but roughly paraphrasing, your time done.
because what widow, because originally she was a virgin.
I'm
Wait
at the
say
well favored harlot.
wait is and
Isaiah
also
47, yeah.
and she also was a virgin city because what talk about the wall of the land of unwalled cities.
Yeah, America has never been touched before, right? But what the rights it are on wall cities because similar to how Rome fell, America's army is about to be stretched thin. The scripture make mention of it. Jeremiah 49 and 7, Jeremiah 49 and 20, pursuing the list of the flock drawing them out to do
I
battle.
think like 49-20. I
49-20.
believe 49-7 is a Millie Sobe.
Yeah. Because what? Them gonna, the army gonna be stretched thin to defend this to defend the state of Israel, right? This the list of the flock referencing what the Amalekites dwelling in the land now claiming to be the Jews, but it's not, right? And them gonna draw America out to war. And American army is gonna be stretched in so that they have no defense. So then what is gonna take place? They won't be able to defend themselves against the Russians. If the Russians come through, they won't be able to what? They won't be able to defend themselves from the nuclear blast. Go ahead. Yeah, that's it. The time is yet to come and the day shall not be prolonged.
So what?
Right.
Zechariah 14. Yeah, in fact, I can read these three precepts. They 2 Peter 3 and 9. Sorry, 3 and 10. From the heading here, or the subheading, a new heaven and earth. But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So the noise and pestilence, the sound of a nuclear blast is said to be heard, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So what? Wherever inside the missiles gonna light the air on fire, and we're gonna see the result of that in Zechariah 14. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. But is it speaking about the whole earth? No, it's speaking about that piece of land. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of power, which again the day of power is the day all these events set to take place. It is
So-called Judgment Day or Salakia Judgment Day.
It is 2 Ezra 7:43. The day of doom shall be the end of this time, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved. And that talking about the heavens we see today. The heavens when you look up in the sky there, that firmament, that is the heavens they're talking about. You can't be talking about the heavens Yahweh dwell in Job 25 too. Make it peace in his high places. Fear and dominion are with him. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The Jeremiah, in fact, I could read Zechariah 14 first because we're talking about the elements melting with fervent heat. But what that gonna cause? Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. So again, what? results of a nuclear blast is going to hit that land. And whoever in that land who've said not to be delivered shall be burnt up, just like the land. They're going to suffer the same fate of the land. Because what? They're also in the spiritual state that the land in, which was what? The state that Sodom was in before the Lord overthrew it. Yeah, I'm Jeremiah 51 and 1.
Yo, close with this.
And now I wanted to get one more to with like the chariots. I go if you could hold Zachariah 5 for me, Baba Kusha. They Jeremiah 51 and 1. They had in Babylon judge for sins against Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, rise up against me, it is destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, so leave it desolate. In the CSB it says, I will send strangers to Babylon who will scatter and strip her land bare. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Verse 3, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted up himself in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. And what? Hosts meaning what? Things that compass or exist within something. When you go into Genesis and they talk about the Lord creating the earth, where it say he created the earth and all the hosts of the heavens and the earth. So everything that is within what he created is the host of it. So what is the host of the land? Well, everything in it, the trees, the bees, the buildings, the people, everybody gonna be fuel for the fire. Isaiah 9 tell you about that. But if you could pull the Zechariah 5.
Yo, close with this. Zechariah 5 and 1.
Listen,
right?
Listen. Oh. Yeah, go ahead.
You got this here. This reference is a curse which was spoken about in Malachi, the 4th chapter. Right? It reads what? Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying rose. So through the scriptures, the chariots have been likened unto many different things, right? A flying roll, a wheel within a wheel, horsemen, and I believe is it first Maccabees 8, they saw horsemen running to and fro in the sky for days, right? In the scripture, in Psalms 57 and Malachi 4 as well, the wings, right? In Matthew, the 24th chapter, the eagles, right? So all of these things liken unto the chariots within the scriptures, right? Verse 2, and said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits, which is 30 by 15 feet. Right? Then said he unto me, this is a curse that goeth forth over the face of the world earth. And we know that is really a small chariot. 30 feet by 15 feet, that is a very small chariot. 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah.
So like it.
30 feet by 15 feet, that is a small chariot, especially compared to what Ezra saw. He said unto me, this is a curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Right? Because we say everyone that stealeth, because the scripture make mention if a man steal a man and he be found within his hand, you could get that. If a man steal a man and he be found within his hand, because the most Israel he guilty of kidnapping the Lord's people away from him, right? He aims to ultimately fulfill that via what the MOTB. And what's gonna happen because of that? I will bring it forth, said the Lord Yahweh Shemir shall have host. I shall enter into the house of the thief, the house of Esau, right? Babylon the Great, and into the house of him that sweat falsely by my name, and shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So not only is these nukes gonna bring great destruction, but the chariots as well.
The CSB translation. I will send it out. This is like the declaration of Yahweh of armies.
Oversee then.
Huh?
Oversee then.
4.
Yeah.
The last verse, you know, read. I will enter the house of the thief and the house of the one who swears falsely by my name. Again, house is some people dwelling, something that is inhabited. Will stay inside his house and destroy it along with its timbers and stones. So we know the chariots also gonna play a big part in fucking up that land, because again Isaiah 63, who is this that cometh from Bozrah, with dyed garments from Edom. So we know here, just like all the nukes, because we read in Isaiah 13, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation, we know the Lord gonna be on the scene witnessing the destruction of Babylon the Great as well, because he's also gonna take part in it. Psalms 91, with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Chariots also gonna render a reward on the head. Exodus 21 and 16, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
And we know the nation of Edom did that unto the the Israelites, right, via slavery. Right? They're doing it even up to this day. Right? So we know, the Lord gonna come and offer a recompense unto Edom. So with that, we like say Kal Halaliam La Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Lokakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great soon, pushing his doctrinal sincerity and in truth, giving us his doctrinal sincerity and in truth. As always, I say Shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the elect.
This is a couple of your brothers.
Maya Shala.
And Isaiah saying
Shalom.
Shalom.